Hello, folks. Can I get a B? Can I get an R? Can I get an A? Can I get a D? Well, actually, can I get an A? Can I get an F? Can I get an A? Can I get an N? Can I get a B? Can I get an R? Can I get an A? And can I get a T? What's that spell? Fan Brat Basher. I told myself I wasn't going to do this. I swore to myself I wasn't going to bring this back. But things have changed. And I am fulfilling my role as a protector. And I know one person is not going to look at this favorably. And to that person I have to say, please motherfucker, stay in your lane, okay? Worry about that other person. This has nothing to do with you, and it doesn't involve you. I just want to make sure, just in case if he ever looks, I want to make sure he knows. Okay. Let's begin. Let's start from the beginning, shall we? My whole thing with Mac and Ernie. I was a guy who was really going through a creative slump for like a good few months because I didn't know really what I wanted to do with the channel anymore. Did I still want to be creative? Do I still want to do stuff? Do I want to just do singing covers? Until I saw Sonic and Sonic. And initially, it sparked my creativity. I kind of disregarded all the fuck things, you know. It was stupid, but it kind of got me thinking, oh shit, someone's doing Sonic stuff and I don't really hate it. So I talked to this guy, this Mac and Ernie. We started talking on Facebook every now and again. You know, things are good. Things are good, okay, and kind of cordial. But I always had this gut feeling that I was always treated like an outsider. You know, I'd always ask, hey, how about it, Mac? Maybe I'll join your streams and we'll have fun. Now, listen to me. This is not because I'm jaded or jealous or whatever. I was envious at the fact that Mac had a community, but I kind of let that die after... Excuse me. Sorry, I'm trying to do this video and everybody in the background can't just pull it down for a minute. So, please, ladies and gentlemen, bear with me here. So, the first time, all these live streams, Mac is sitting in his bed going, I'm a monster, I'm a liar, da 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 da, and then they'll say he'll take these pills, everybody says no, and I just kept talking him down. Mostly when I was around, I always would talk him down on Facebook and try to get him to chill. And I did that for, let's say, blah, 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 blah. Like, maybe 4 to 5 months. Every time when I thought, it's over, he's chilling, he's probably getting help, it got worse. Every time it got worse. Until the one day he put himself in the road. It wasn't the last straw for me, but it was the last time I actually tried to help. Because it felt like every time I tried to help, he would never listen to me. I'd say, cut ties with Laurel. I'd say, hey, maybe step away from the internet for a minute. I'd say, hey, maybe hang out with someone else for a bit. Everything I've ever tried to do to help him. Back when I had my old friend group that I don't really associate with anymore. Back in the Candy Treehouse days. I tried to get him to come and chill with us because, I got a virtual room and I had a tape of Princess Mononoke. So I thought, hey, maybe Mac can come here and watch this with the rest of us. And I was like, I was so like sure that he would, because you know he needs to be around other people that ain't crazy. That was my prevailing thought at the moment. But he aired me off, and I don't know why, because it's like both Laurel and Mac did this. Like the moment we're all trying to get them to like, because I've noticed this. The moment we're trying to get them to go out of their comfort zone, they immediately reel back. I'm talking hard. I'm talking like you driving down the highway and then someone hits the fucking brakes and and you slam right into them. I'm talking that kind of shit. And you know, it's really kind of fucked up, because at the end of the day, all I ever tried to do, and I don't care what Mac and his band of merry fuckwits want to say, I don't care what Laurel has to say, because it's all just fucking lies and conjecture, because these idiots don't like to hear anything you're trying to tell them. They will literally go out their way to make you look like the villain. They made my friend Chrissy look like a villain. I mean, Space. They made her look like a villain. All she ever did was try to help them. She was a kid back in those days. She basically had to be the therapist for a bunch of grown-ass adults that should have known better. And it sickens me and pisses me off to the core that she had to be the fucking voice of reason to a bunch of motherfuckers who constantly do dumb shit. And yes, trauma may have a little something to play into that with them. But at the same time, they're the adults. If something's going on with them, they should be taking breaks. They should be thinking about her. And guess who didn't think about her safety? Gene and fucking Mac. Sending all these little ankle biters at Chrissy. Even sending me back before I even knew her. And when I saw that video of her having a nervous breakdown, for once in my life, I sat there, pondering for the longest time. Thinking about it still makes me shake. I said, no, I'm not going to do this. She's clearly in pain, and I don't know what's going on, but I'm not going to kick somebody when they're down. That's not who I am. I get people who, back then, I got people who deserved it. I got people who were horrible, horrible human beings. When I heard Space crying, I couldn't. I didn't tell Gene and the others that I couldn't do it. They actually kind of tried to get me to talk about this on MeWe, back when MeWe was a thing. Does anybody remember MeWe? It's not important. It's probably just gone to irrelevancy at this point. Oh, MeWe. Why do you sound like wee? But anyways, like I said, later on, I was at my wit's end trying to help Mac get away from Laurel. You know, I was like, and Laurel threatened me straight up. Like here's the proof. Oh, and people, I still have this because I never wanted to not let it go. But yeah, it's pretty bad. Pretty bad indeed. I'm not going to tell you what I labeled it, though. Literally, this fucking asshole threatened me. And guess who came to my rescue? Even though I didn't really need it, Chrissy. space she didn't know me at all. She didn't know me at all. But she jumped in and totally got Laurel, who was screaming, "They're after me! They're after me!" The delusional asshole. She's like, "They're after me! They're coming for me!" Like, we're all just out here just ready to get her. Dumb shit, right? Delusional, paranoid shit. I've noticed, but I also noticed that we deal with a lot of paranoid motherfuckers in my line of work back in the day. So, Laurel to me was the most paranoid motherfucker. Because look, I'm actually being nice here. I'm like, hey, do you ever think of how he fit? Do you ever think of, I meant to say he feels? I should say you should take an anger management class. But clearly you got a lot of anger you want to take out on people. But let me tell you something. I don't have time to deal with you. And this is what she said. So you are so going to regret it. You'll see. Literally. I'm being the most... I said I didn't want to deal with her because, because she was being an asshole. But you gotta understand. How you just gonna go and threaten somebody over a person giving her advice? Like, wow. This is the kind of person that's like, no, please, leave me alone. This person is crazy, guys. And I can't show you the actual other parts of these tweets because literally, she erased them. They always erase the proof of everything. And honestly, this is the kind of shit. At that point, I was going out of my 20s. I was 2 years almost out of my 20s. And this happened. Crazy jumped in and helped me. I was feeling down after a while because I was like, there's nothing I can really do. This is just going to be a cycle that repeats. We all, and then the other videos came, and then they were pushed into a fucking corner by everybody. And then they apologized. But now I see that apology more for what it is. An apology that showed they were backed into a corner. They only said sorry to Chrissy and sorry to stealing art from various people, even my pal Sonar. Hey Sonar, if you recognize me, yep, I'm still here. Bugsy is still here. But anyways. But they only did it when they're backed into a corner, and there was this one thing where we were helping out another one of their friends who we tried our best to help. And, I'm not going to get into details because someone's going to talk about this at some point. But we were trying to help this person so much, only for that person to go back to their abuser. And I was so pissed that day. I was so pissed. I was so angry. And that's what made me go, I am never helping these motherfuckers ever again. Fast forward a little bit. My good friend, Rebelzilla, gets treated like a Hebrew slave. And, for a while he was really on their side. Every time we showed him something about what they were doing, we gave them benefit of a doubt a lot of the time. A lot of the time. And hold on, I'm gonna try and do a little something because we need a buffer because we're dealing with a lot of background noise right now. So give me a minute. We're just gonna do something real quick. All right, ambient. Okay, hold up. Ambient sounds. Okay. Now, with that out of the way, and now I got a little sound buffer. He was always on their side, right? This man was literally always like saying, "Hey, having the benefit of the doubt," but they treated him like a Hebrew slave. Now, they give Laurel all these mental health breaks and all this other stuff, but they're not being too demanding of her. But they were being demanding from Rebel. Rebel was out here literally doing the work of like 5 or 6 people. But it's always on him. He always had to do everything. And because he was so nice and so trusting, they took advantage of that. Horrible, horrendous monsters, man. I don't care what anybody says. I don't care what any of those fans think. Because, let me be honest, you idiots are next too. You are not, none of you, they will not treat you as an equal. They will not treat you as a friend. They will not treat you as anything. You are just a tool to them. Understand that. Get that through your head. And also, Rebel doesn't know about this video, and no one tell him about it, because literally, I want him to have a good Thanksgiving. He has dealt with these assholes for too long, and he broke, guys. For a bit, he broke for a minute. And you know how hard that is for me? A person that is known to protect his own, who used to be called Wolf because of his protective nature. You know how hard that is for me? I had to do something. Anything. So I made that video about Laurel. And yes, I was stern. And yes, I was a little harsh. But I did it for Rebel. While Laurel sits back and thinking that I was here attacking her and dragging her into the pay drama, which I know she didn't even watch. But, idiots be idiots. But we got something new from the old Laurel reserves. Let's go look at it. How much more people are gonna accuse me for wrong things that I did? How many people are going to say I have things going on with Mac and Laurel? I mean, the way y'all go out for one another is kind of fucked. Like, he basically makes fucking these posts to get your attention or because he's angry, and basically threatens you with physical fucking violence, and then you literally say, "No, I'm done, down with Mac and Laurel, and then you delete those like an hour or 2 later, and you said that to Resistor. You said that shit to Resistor. Resistor was like, Resistor probably gonna believe you. I don't, because I know most of the shit you say is mostly performative. Because if you ever cared about your own self-help, you would get away from the person that constantly gets mad at you at the drop of a hat. I don't care who you think you are, Laurel. The truth is, this is truly how you act. Because at the end of the day, you could back away from all this. You could break free from him, but you don't want to. Because every time you say it, you don't do it. And no one's believing you. Every time you say it, I don't believe you. Chris, like, Spacey Chan don't believe you. Space don't believe you. Fucking Garrett, fucking Rebel doesn't believe you. I will never believe you. And Najee damn sure doesn't believe you. So yeah, you make it, the way you both act accordingly to each other makes other people think that. And I'm not going to read this other part about, well, guys, we're crying out loud, we're humans, we're not robots. Yeah, that has everything to do. We messed up. If you want to continue harping on what we did, first and foremost, y'all are making an ass of yourself. An ass of myself. Lady, you're making an ass out of yourself. You and Mac. Every time you be posting. Every time you could actually all talk about this outside of this and stop getting your fans involved in shit, because whenever something's wrong with y'all, these fans be running up and going, "Oh my god, we must save them! Huckle, luckle, shuckle." I don't know why they said that shit, but they did. Okay, they did. At some point, they must have. I owe my life to. Yep, that does. Yeah, that doesn't sound romantic at all. To be told what to do under his tutelage. Yeah, that don't sound like Stockholm Syndrome at all. Yeah, you totally don't have it. Totally, bro. That's totally not what we're looking at right now. Totally. He's a part of my life. It's not to sway him away from his girlfriend. Hey, it may not be you. It may be just him. You did, I'm not gonna say it because I don't even know if that's confirmed anymore. Probably not. Knowing how she's all heat of the moment. We get into disagreements. People do not get into disagreements that are this violent. Okay? Not this violent, not this visceral, not to the point where people will try to fling themselves into the road. I don't care what the fuck you think is happening. I don't care what the fuck you think a regular friendship is, but this ain't it. This ain't it, Chief. Yeah, I'm using Peanut Butter Gamer's thing because we're never gonna let that man live that shit down. I ain't was. He should never say, "This ain't it, Chief." He should, I'll just say this though, the Project Red thing, they should have stayed silent on it until, Jared got the fucking receipts. Same with fucking Gerard. Everybody should have stayed silent on that, and then everybody retracted their shit when they found out Gerard was doing shit. I was like, this is why, man, don't say nothing. Say it in private. But, that's how people get got around here. But I'm trying my hardest not to make him... I'm trying my hardest to make him not exploit his bad side. I've done enough in the past. It's damaged my reputation. Invisible scars. I bear don't define me. Dude, I'm not trying to be mean. Okay, I'm being a little mean. But it sounds like something from the early 2000s. All I'm just waiting for is Effervescence to play. Wake me up inside. I'm waiting for that shit. I'm waiting for that shit so hard. But yeah. I'm not here saying I'm giving up on my channel because the invisible scars are going to keep going even at my lowest point. All I gotta say to that is you still treated Rebel like shit and you're not sorry. You're not trying to say sorry to him. You're not trying to say sorry to him. That's what pisses me off. Everybody, it's all about you two covering your asses and not apologizing to the people you actually hurt. To the girl that literally had to be a therapist for y'all. To the dude who literally tried everything in his power to just see you guys as good. And to the guy who tried everything in his power to make sure Mac didn't freaking become another statistic. But I guess our contributions don't mean shit to y'all. Because we're replaceable, we're expendable. And I'm gonna do this like Uncle from Jackie Chan. One more thing. You motherfuckers are really loud when you do your streams together. It's like, dude. Do y'all motherfuckers understand that, y'all be doing this at night and people are trying to sleep? Y'all motherfuckers are screaming, making jokes, doing all this shit. Dudes, understand motherfuckers are trying to sleep. Jesus. And besides, it ain't gonna matter. Sonic and Sonic ain't gonna matter pretty soon. Because something even more epic, even more funny, even more heartfelt is coming. Because I want to show you guys up in the only way I know how. He will. Ultimate Bugsy is coming soon. We're gonna get to the first little part of it, and we're gonna go with it. It's gonna be great. But until then, my good folks, hasta la bye bye. And also, what is the Fan Bread Basher coming back full time? No, he's not. No. He is what he's always... That part of me is always going to be what it's always been. A persona. Now I got an actual persona that's I'll be where it's I are thou. Thou art I. Although, if I did have a persona, that'd be fucking sweet. But anyways. Bugsy out. I don't think I have anything else to add here. Watch Space's video. Check her out. Because she has her side. I have mine. And we want you to see our sides of the story. Before those actual men, children, and women children actually come up and try to shut us down for basically talking about what happened. Peace. Well, actually, you know what? Fuck it. Peace like fucking chaos grease, my friends.